So today we're going to add a shape that you might not be familiar with. You've been finding the area of a parallelogram, the area of a triangle, the area of circles. You've been finding those. But today we're going to find the area of a regular polygon. So let me just remind you what a regular polygon is. A regular polygon is a shape with straight sides that intersect a closed figure where all the sides are equal and all of the angles are equal. Then we've got the pieces of it. So if we put a circle around it, so this is actually our regular polygon, this hexagon right here. This is just for example. Okay, here's my regular polygon, my regular hexagon. So for that regular hexagon, if we were to draw a circle around it, OD, OE, OF, OA, OB, OC, all of those, that's called the radius of the hexagon. It's the radius of the hexagon because it's also the radius of the circle that goes around it. The important one that's really a new word that you haven't heard yet is the apothem. Apothem, A-P-O-T-H-E-M. Apothem, it extends from the center of the hexagon or whatever shape it is to the side at a right angle. That's part that we're going to really need that part right there, the apothem. And then the perimeter. Perimeter would be you add up all the sides, or you take the side length and you multiply it by the number of sides. So the equation that you're going to need is the area of a regular polygon. So if it ever says regular pentagon, that's 5 sides. Hexagon, that's 6 sides. Octagon is 8. Nonagon, I know I skipped 7. We don't use 7 very often. And then decagon. I'm just giving you some reminders of shapes we use often. If it says a regular pentagon, then that's how many sides you're going to use. That's going to be helpful to find the perimeter. So you're going to do the area is 1/2 the A. The little a stands for the apothem, right? The little a, that's the apothem, times the perimeter. So the apothem times the perimeter, or you can say the apothem times the perimeter over 2 if you like that better. That's the area of a regular polygon. So if we look at each of these shapes, remember the apothem, it goes from the center perpendicular. So, and we're going to stay pretty basic with these shapes. So we've got the apothem. So the apothem is 3.62. The side length, so how long are each of the sides of this octagon? This is an octagon. The side length is 3. The perimeter is the side length times the number of sides, which is 8. So the perimeter would be 24. The apothem is in feet. I didn't put my units, feet, and 24 feet. So my area, I want to know the area of this octagon. Well, that's the apothem, 3.62, times the perimeter, 24, divided by 2, because that's the formula, AP over 2. So I take 3.62, multiply that by 24, and divide by 2, and you get 43.44 square feet, or feet squared. That's all. That's all you have to do to find the area of a regular polygon. The hardest part might be remembering what the shapes are and how many sides there are. So I have my apothem, which goes from the center perpendicular. I have my side length, that's 14.5. So my apothem is 4.19 yards. My side length is 14.5 yards. My perimeter, it's 14.5 on each side, and there are 3 sides. So 14.5 times 3 is 43.5 yards. Then I ask for the area. Now, again, notice this is a triangle. Now, there are lots of ways we can do a triangle, but in this case, you don't know the height. There's not a way for you to find the height. So we need to, well, there's a way to find it, but it's not easy. And so you want to use the information that you have, the apothem and the side length, and use this formula. So you would have area is AP over 2. The apothem times the perimeter over 2. So 4.19 times 43.5 divided by 2, and you get 91. And it says round your answer to 2 decimal places, so 91.13. And that would be square yards. All right, here we have a hexagon, and it is a regular hexagon. It has an apothem of 5.46 inches. It has a side length of 6.3 inches. That means it has a perimeter of 6.3 times 6, which is 37.8 inches. And I want the area, which is the apothem times the perimeter over 2. The apothem, 5.46, times the perimeter, 37.8 over 2. 5.46 times 37.8 divided by 2 is 103.19. And that's it. That's how you find the area of a regular polygon when you've been given the apothem and the perimeter. So let's see, number 4 says find the area of a regular pentagon that has an apothem of 5 and a side length of 7.3. I want the area of a regular pentagon. So a pentagon has 5 sides. That's going to be important because we need to find perimeter. So as soon as you read area of regular polygon, write down the formula that you need. The apothem times the perimeter over 2. Well, I want the area, so I know the apothem. The apothem was 5 times the perimeter. I don't have the perimeter, but I know that it has a side length of 7.3 and it has 5 sides. So I have 5 sides times 7.3. That's your perimeter. So all of that right there, that's your perimeter. That's your apothem over 2 because the formula says so. So I do 5 times 7.3. Let me make sure that's a big dot for times. So you can do it all in one step, or if you are more comfortable, you can do just like we did earlier. Find the apothem, find the side length, find the perimeter, use the formula. So you can do it just like we did 1, 2, and 3. Then divide by 2, 5 times 7.3 divided by 2, and you get 91 point, and it says round to the nearest tenth, so 0.25 rounds to 0.3, and it would be meters squared because it's area. So this is new, but it isn't hard. When you want to find the area of a regular polygon, those words are kind of your key to use this, and it says this on the formula chart, regular polygon. It's the apothem times the perimeter of the shape divided by